Welcome back, everybody. We're here for episode 8 of North of the Six. This is a really exciting time. The 2021 NFL schedule is here. I am Brad. This is Mike.
Hey guys, hope you're doing okay out there. We're getting through the last little bit of this lockdown and hope it's the last one. We can get out, enjoy our summer, and in the fall watch some NFL football. I know a lot of you guys are excited, well, except if you're probably a Houston Texans fan right now.
Or if you're a Detroit Lions fan, but we'll get into that later. The first question we're going to get into right away here, and yes, there's 32 teams. There's going to be 18 weeks of the season. It's going to be the biggest season ever. First question, though, we got is, if you can only pick one matchup, what is the most intriguing matchup to you for the 2021 season?
Well, as a Steelers fan, I woke up today and I actually saw Week 1 was released this morning instead of in the evening. And I saw Week 1 at Buffalo, and I'm really pumped for that matchup. It's two really good teams. I think the Steelers are going to be good again this year. Buffalo's up and coming. I think they're turning into a powerhouse in the AFC. So I'm really looking forward to that Week 1 matchup in Buffalo. I think it's going to be a couple really good offenses going at it. I'm hoping to get tickets if it's possible, depending again on the pandemic. But as a Steeler fan, I'm really looking forward to that Week 1 matchup. As an NFL fan, I'm looking forward to the Bills versus the Chiefs in a rematch of last year's playoff game. I think that's going to be in a really explosive game. Josh Allen, the guy continues to impress me more and more every game that I see him play. Mahomes versus Allen, I think that's going to be a matchup we're going to be seeing in the AFC for many, many years to come. So looking forward to that one for sure.
Of course, you lead off with your Pittsburgh Steelers bias. However, that will be an exciting matchup for Week 1 for sure. Bills and Steelers, that would definitely be exciting. And I can see your point, a rematch of the AFC Championship game with the Bills and Chiefs. I'm going to go with what I truly think is the most intriguing matchup. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers go to Foxborough to face the New England Patriots in Week 4, Sunday Night Football. It's GOAT versus GOAT, if you want to call it that. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers against Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Do I need to say more? How could you not say that's the most intriguing matchup of the season?
This should definitely be an interesting one. People in New England, I think, are very loyal to Brady. I think they're going to be cheering him on a lot. So I think it's going to be a good matchup. I don't know if I'd say it's my top matchup to look forward to, but it's definitely on my list.
Yeah, and to your point, I keep thinking there's going to be a massive pregame ceremony. There's no doubt about it. But throughout the game, are they going to cheer for Tom, or are they going to cheer for the Patriots? Or are they just going to cheer for both teams? You're just not going to hear any booing throughout the game. I don't know. I definitely think, though, that's the big matchup of the year. However, as the season will get going, it's called Any Given Sunday, right? Anything can happen, right? Going into question 2, we took a look at all the teams that made the playoffs last year. Which playoff contender drew the most favorable schedule for the 2021 season?
Can't believe I'm mentioning this team so much in these episodes. Never thought I would, but again, I'm going with the New York Giants. I think they got a pretty good draw. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people this year with their play. Again, they're an up-and-coming team. Daniel Jones, I think, take another step forward this year, get Saquon Barkley back, addition of Kenny Galladay. And I look at their schedule. You've called it the NFC least before, which I agree with you on that. So, those teams right there don't scare me a whole lot. Dallas out of the 3, I guess, would be considered, the toughest team to play. Like the Washington football team, again, I don't think it's going to be very good this year. I know they had a nice story last year with their defense. But I got the Giants potentially winning 10, 11 games, winning that division. A couple home games against Denver and Carolina. So I don't see a lot of tough matchups on their schedule.
Wow, that's a bold prediction. You're going 11 wins. I admire that. 11 wins for an NFC least team.
Yeah, no, I could see it. Like if Saquon Barkley comes back to 90% health, full health, he changes that offense completely. Kenny Galladay, Kadarius Toney, who I mentioned last week, that they drafted, is going to be a nice addition to that offense as well. So yeah, I could see it.
Wow, that's bold. See, maybe I'm not being completely bold here, but I have to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know you really dislike Tom Brady and the crew there, but it seems like throughout his entire career, I know you said he gets so many breaks. He's gotten so many breaks for winning this Super Bowl, winning that Super Bowl. And sure, I agree with you for a lot of that. You look at the Atlanta Falcons come back 5 years ago while a member of the Patriots, and then winning that Super Bowl against the Rams. I think the score was 13-3, where the defense won it.
Yeah.
He does get a lot of breaks, but he's a great player. He's got a great team. They're returning all 22 starters. I was looking at their schedule, and man, I think this team is going to be first in the NFC. Like, come on. They drew the Dallas Cowboys for their home opener on Thursday Night Football. Like chalk that up as a win. You remember that?
Poor Cowboys fans. Oh, yeah.
You remember that Dallas defense? They gave up 300 yards rushing to my Baltimore Ravens last year. I think they gave up 300 rushing to the Cleveland Browns. It was a historically bad defense. And I know they drafted Micah Parsons at linebacker to help shore up that defense, but come on, that's not going to be enough. You know that game's going to be like Tom Brady's not losing that game in the national stage of Dallas Cowboys. So yes, I'm sorry, Cowboys fans, but that's an easy 0-1. I might actually put that in as the lock of the week come September.
Yeah, that was a slap in the face from Goodell and company to the Cowboys fans out there.
It was, absolutely, right? We're on the road too. Like, come on, right? Jerry Jones is probably thinking, oh man.
Come on, Roger, didn't pay off enough.
Exactly, right? So then after that, they still get to stay at home. They face the Atlanta Falcons at home, and then they have the 31st ranked defense in the league. So it's the two worst defenses in the league. Like, come on, like, you know, there's conspiracies out there that the league loves Tom Brady. That it might be true. It just might be true. Because then they face off against the Rams week 3 on the road. That's a tough game. But then week 4, when they face the New England Patriots, Tampa Bay will probably win that game. So let's say they even start 3-1. Then have you seen their schedule after that? It's Miami Dolphins, then at Philadelphia, then the Chicago Bears at home, and now at the New Orleans Saints without Drew Brees there. Then they have a bye week slapped in the middle of the week. Then they face the Washington football team, the New York Giants, who you so highly speak of. Then at Indianapolis, we don't know what Carson Wentz is going to be. Then the Falcons again. And then have you seen their last 3 games? The last 3 games are twice against the Panthers and the Jets. I mean, are you kidding me? This team will probably go 15-2. Even on a bad year, I think they could go 13-4. So I think the Buccaneers definitely got the most favorable schedule here.
Yeah, I think Goodell was pretty favorable to them, as he has been in the past. I won't get into that too specifically. Yeah, you talk about these specific matchups, and like, what matchups really scare you? Okay, Buffalo's in there. Yeah, again, I've mentioned that I really like Buffalo and their offense, so again, they could definitely challenge them. But yeah, past that, you mentioned, I don't know, like, even going to New England, like, is Cam Newton going to be a quarterback there? That matchup doesn't scare me a whole lot either. I know it's Belichick, but yeah, pretty soft schedule for Tampa.
But you still think the Giants, right? If you put your money on the Giants having the biggest, like having the biggest turnaround, because then they go 6-10 last year.
Yeah, I can see them. Like, I know again with the extra game in the schedule, but a 5-6 win improvement for sure, I think, is in the cards.
Well, Giants fans, Mike's on your side here, so give him some love. Question 3 we've got here is kind of a funny one, but we evaluated this. There's always a couple really bad teams in the league. Mike and I have concluded that the Houston Texans in the AFC and the Detroit Lions in the NFC will be the 2 worst teams in the league. And the question is, which team gets their first win first? Meaning that who will pick up their first win of the season before the other?
I'm going to go with Houston. I actually think they're going to win their week 1 matchup against Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. That game's at home. It's at home. Jacksonville, decent defense. They've lost a lot of starters over the last couple of years. I don't think they're ready to compete yet. I know Houston's going to be absolute garbage this year. So I think Houston wins the first game and then probably loses the next 10. So, if you would ask me who's going to have the worst record, I think Houston's going to have a worse record than Detroit. But I still think they win week 1.
That's a very interesting take. So you think they're going to do what the Jacksonville Jaguars did last year?
Yeah, they started well, Jacksonville, the first couple of weeks. Gardner Minshew was looking potentially like an all-star Pro Bowler, and then they pretty much fell off a cliff and did what Jacksonville usually does. But yeah, I see Houston's schedule looking like that this year.
Okay, so I'm looking at the Texans schedule, and Mike thinks he's beating up on the Texans. I've really beaten up on the Texans. I think I gave them a D- in the draft and a D- in free agency. And I think I'm going to give them a D- in their schedule, even though they can't control that. The league controlled. They get to face off against, Trevor Lawrence at home. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to put on a show. I think he's actually going to be that one rookie that will really surprise people. Week 1. Then they go to the Browns, then home to Carolina week 3, at Buffalo versus New England. I mean, it doesn't end. At Indianapolis, they've got a good team, playoff team last year. At Arizona versus the Rams, then at the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, like after week 1 against Jacksonville, they may not win again.
Yeah.
Like it gets really tough after week 1, but
here's the question for you. Week 10, it's a bye week. Can you lose a bye week?
Knowing Houston, they'll probably figure out a way to do that, although Bill O'Brien is gone, so yeah, probably not, but it's always a possibility.
Going further down, week 11 at Tennessee, week 12 versus the Jets.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what? Okay, I'll give them a win in week 12. And even then, I don't feel good about it. My stomach turns just saying that. So I'm going to say week 12 for them. But then when I look at the Detroit Lions, oh my Lord. Has anybody looked at their schedule? It is daunting. Like, it is daunting. They have the San Francisco 49ers week 1. Then they go at Green Bay for Monday Night Football. And assuming Aaron Rodgers is still there, it's going to happen. Then they go to Baltimore. Then they're at Chicago, at Minnesota, 2 tough teams. Versus the Bengals. You know what? They could win that game. I think I could see them getting win number 1 there. Then after that, they have to go to the Rams. It's a tough game. Versus Philadelphia at home on Halloween. Yeah, give or take, they could win that game. So you know what? I think they could win one of either Cincinnati or Philadelphia, week 6 or week 8. So to answer the question, which team gets their first win, I'm going to roll with the Detroit Lions by default.
The Detroit Lions, like more than halfway through the schedule. That's basically what it's coming to.
So to conclude, which team do you think will be worse of the two?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Houston. I still think it is. They could probably easily go 2-15. And I give Detroit maybe 4 wins, so I think Houston's going to be the worst team in the league this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. Do they have a first-round pick this year? You better hope they do. Right?
I'd have to check on that.
Sorry, Texans fans. We're sorry for picking on you. Anyway, we've got more categories to discuss in part 2. We'll have episode 9 coming out shortly, and we'll be happy to share more content with you regarding the 2021 schedule.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Continue to support us. We really appreciate it. Hit up all our social media links, and looking forward to the NFL season.
See you soon, fans. See you soon.